It's time to feel the rage. Welcome to Film Rage, where we talk movies in theaters, streaming, and classic films as well. Directors and actors beware, as you cannot hide from the rage. My name is Bryce, and I'm part of the Film Rage crew, which also includes Jim. Hey there, Jim.
Hey, Bryce.
And the Merman's here, and I got nothing for you, Mert.
That's okay.
What do you want to
here.
talk about? You got
Nothing.
7 seconds.
I'm just here.
You're just, well, that's good enough. Glad that you're here.
And it's a Monday.
Monday. It's a Monday. What? I thought it was Wednesday.
It is Wednesday.
What are you talking about,
Sure,
Murray?
it's Wednesday.
It's totally Wednesday.
Totally.
Don't let Murray cloud your what.
Well, when you don't have a job, every day kind of meshes together.
It's all a
Every
Monday.
day's Monday when you don't have a job.
Right.
So with the introductions out of the way, let's rage on.
Thanks for open supporting us. If you love our independent podcast, please like, subscribe, share, and give us a 5-star rating on your listening platform. Or support us and join the Film Rage community by joining a membership at buymeacoffee.com/FilmRageYYC. If you cannot commit to a membership, you can still buy us a movie rental and dare us to see a terrible film if it played anywhere in the world. And we'll watch it. Now, let's get to raging. But first, here's a word from our sponsor.
Hey, Bryce, what are you doing tonight?
I'm going to my favorite cinema, Canyon Meadows Cinema, to see the best second-run movies at the best price.
What? How inexpensive are they?
Regular price is $5.
Regular price is $5. Makes me hope they also serve pizza.
They do, plus a lot of other great food choices. Plus, I'm planning my office Christmas party there. They can host a plethora of options for any get-together. Gaming, movie, drag show.
Drag show? Now I know where I'm planning my next party.
Hey, maybe you think there's a Liam Neeson or a superhero movie planned?
I hope not. But maybe there'll be a great independent documentary.
Sure. Call CMC at 403-670-5444 to book a special event or go online at canyonmeadowscinema.ca.
Oh, I love this music.
Makes one of us.
What will the amazing merman predict? What will the amazing merman predict? What merman pick?
Well, it's a tough week.
It is. We only got one film that Bryce and I
One film.
saw in cinemas.
Yes.
In cinemas that came out this
cinemas.
weekend, Murray.
Did it come out this weekend?
Yes, it did.
Did.
And that's why we're talking about it.
Wide release or in
Wide
limited?
release.
Wide-ish release.
That's right. It's playing at more than 2 theaters in our fair city.
Wow.
So Bryce and I saw this movie
You did.
in cinemas.
correct.
It's called The Royal Hotel.
Yes.
So what do you think, Mur? After watching the trailer,
I watched about 5 minutes of it because I was in the booth making sure that it actually played on the screen for you.
yes.
So yeah, based on just a hunch, mind you, a hunch. I'm guessing you both probably hated it because it wasn't from Korea or Japan and didn't have subtitles.
There wasn't one subtitle
I'm
in
gonna
this
say
movie.
it's a rage.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
But it's Australian.
That's right. You
And
like Australian movies.
I love Australian
So do
movies.
I like British movies.
And it's got Hugo Weaving in it.
I
There you go.
love Hugo Weaving.
Red Skull.
Yeah. Red Skull.
You lost me, but okay.
He played
What's
Red
a red?
Skull.
Who's
he
Red
played
Skull?
Red Skull in a
I don't
movie
know who
once.
Red Skull is.
He's from.
I know who Red Skeleton is.
He's-
Is that what you mean?
Yakata.
I can't.
No.
I can't imagine him playing Red
what
Skeleton.
was his
Was
other
it
guy?
like a biopic?
No, not. He didn't play Red Skeleton.
Hugo
He
Weaving played Red Skeleton in a biopic.
No, he played Red Skull in the Captain America movie.
Oh.
He also played.
Was that what that thing? Red with the red?
That's why he had a
That
red
was
skull.
Hugo Weaving.
Oh.
He was also V.
I didn't know his name was Red Skull. I haven't seen Captain America.
He's in so many things. So
many
Murray
years.
thinks because Hugo Weaving's in this that we're going to hate it. I get it.
I think despite the awesome Hugo Weaving, you'll probably still hate
Well,
it.
that makes more sense.
Yeah,
I
it makes
guess.
a little bit more sense
Because
for
I
sure.
do love Hugo Weaving.
Who doesn't?
Ooh, we got right through the beginning of this. Oh, we should play it some more,
No,
Murman.
let's not play it again.
All right. What will Amazing Murman predict?
Amazing.
All right, talk. Do your thing.
Okay, so we saw the movie called The Royal Hotel.
Yes, we did. Because that's all.
What
we can
appears to be two spoiled young American ladies who run out of money, apparently one night. In one night, all of a sudden it's like, guess what? Oh yeah, by the way, we don't have any money left.
Crap.
So they decide to pretend they're Canadian and get jobs serving in Australia.
I think they were actually supposed to be Canadian.
No, they were pretending to be Canadian because the one girl says, we should tell people we're from Canada.
Is that what they really?
Yeah.
How did I miss that?
I don't know. There's probably a lot of things you missed, but let me tell you what
probably.
else you missed on.
All right.
All right.
Fill me in.
So, deciding they were going to get serving jobs in Australia.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yes. As they're on vacation, but apparently, like I mentioned already, they spent every single cent they had to that point in the movie, which was at the very beginning.
Right.
And then they're forced to work instantly in a remote mining town at a shithole hotel
Right.
where the owner of said shithole is Agent Smith, a.k.a. Elron, a.k.a. Elron, yeah,
Who's
from
Elron?
Lord of the Rings,
Oh,
a.k.a. Red Skull, a.k.a. V,
yeah.
a.k.a. Hugo Weaving,
Okay.
who we've already discussed as one of our favorite actors from Australia.
Yes.
Or maybe he's from New
Is he an
Zealand.
Aussie?
I'm not sure.
He's from that area of the
Somewhere
woods.
over there.
We're not doing a
He's
good
prob-
job
he's
doing
prob-
our research.
yeah,
and
he's
our
one of
Australian
those-
friends.
So
He's-
we've
are
probably
gonna be-
already insulted Hugo
He's
Weaving.
from one of those islands. Anyway.
and all of our Australian listeners, who
Yes.
there is a few. So,
I'm sorry.
yeah, apparently he's an alcoholic and isn't very responsible.
No, not in this.
Over a period of time, one of the young Canadian Americans starts to let her stress and concerns about the mostly pig-like male patrons at this shithole bar that they work at to get the best of her. The story doesn't seem to have a cohesive direction at times, and the stressed young lady Hannah, played by Julia Garner, is slowly unwinding.
Slowly?
Yeah, well, I mean, she kind of started unwinding, but then she started to slowly more unwind.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, but her best friend and cohort, Liv, played by Jessica Henwick, continues to remind Hannah that they need the money, and can they just stick it out for a few months? I could not get a real handle on Hannah's character, because at one time, she's thinking everyone is a gross pig, and the next scene, she is taking rides into the wilderness with one of the very persons she was most creeped out by. So it made absolutely no sense by the time we got to that in
ain't
the
all
story.
That didn't make sense.
Yeah. Well, we're getting there.
I know.
We're getting there. This goes pretty much back and forth for most of the movie, intermixed with a more creepier dude starting to stalk her, and Hugo's character gets more inebriated and less reliable. All the while, what I think we're supposed to feel, and I'm putting in heavy, heavy quotes, is tension. Because it's a thriller. Now, Bryce, can you remember at any point in this movie feeling, and I'm putting in quotes here again, tension?
I remember
No tension.
none whatsoever.
Yeah. So it's supposed to be building.
Oh.
But I
didn't
can't
get
guarantee
that.
that's what they were supposed to be doing. I mean, they maybe should have not called it a thriller.
It was very flat, and then something happened.
Yeah.
Which didn't make sense.
Yeah, all the while that we're supposed to be feeling this.
Right.
By the time we get to the end, there has been a few situations which would cause some concern, and putting Hannah's life in jeopardy. But at no point are the actions she takes at the very end of the film to the hotel are warranted. And it comes out from absolutely nowhere.
Yeah.
Which for me just made me shake my head and go, what the fuck just happened?
This is the payoff?
Yeah,
What?
this is the payoff. So this is how this film ends. I can justify her anger, specifically at one dude in particular.
Yeah.
But how they end up at the very end, it ruined for me, which was mostly a very low meh type film, causing this to go from a very low meh to a rage pretty quickly. Although there is one good thing I learned in this movie.
Okay.
Is that the word cunt in Australia is a word that is used very differently than here in North America. And if you call somebody a sour cunt, like I call Bryce on a consistent basis, it's a term of endearment. But at the same time, it means you're also, Bryce, a little crabby. That's what I learned. That's my takeaway from this movie.
Okay, well, I guess at least you got that out of it.
I did. I got a positive because I got this phrase that I can call Bryce and probably pretty much no one else on the planet because they'd be offended by it.
Right.
Except for maybe my Australian friends. Do you think it's okay that I call them that?
I don't know that I'd take that risk, but...
Okay. Well, at least you and I are safe.
Yeah, you can call me that.
Sour
all you
cunt.
want. Yeah, that's fine. And usually I probably deserve it.
Absolutely
So dirty.
It's true. We're filthy. All right, Brycey.
Real quickly, nothing made sense in this. The characters' motivations at the end are beyond me. We have this big epic thing that happens at the end that there's everything building up to that did not take us to that place. And I just hated this movie. Hated it. The only good thing in it was Hugo Weaving.
Actually, you know who?
Oh, no. What's her? The
other lady, yeah.
Yeah, what was her name?
I'm going to look it up while you keep
look it up.
raging.
Because
Why don't
she
you
was
do some raging.
She was actually, there were two things. Hugo Weaving was good, and the lady that ran the hotel with him was good as well. And I'm still not clear on whether she was like...
Carol. Her name was Carol in the movie.
And what was Carol
exactly? And she's played
exactly?
by Ursula Jovic.
Like she was kind of almost acted as his mother.
It was I think it was his other half. I think
they were.
They lived together,
but it was kind of a weird.
And she
dynamic.
was the cook. Like she was kind of the cook that did the food in the restaurant.
She was kind of awesome.
She was particularly awesome.
Yeah.
So
she was like the shining light in this movie, but not enough to make.
And that's why I wasn't hating it all the way along, because Hugo Weaving plays a character you're not used to seeing him in.
Yeah.
Like, to me, this was a stretch for him. Right?
Yeah, no, it absolutely
he
was.
plays a great bad guy. Let's face it. He's really good at playing a bad guy.
Yeah.
But this guy was like...
He wasn't a bad guy. He wasn't a good guy, but he was
just a drunk.
He's a drunk.
Yeah.
But, I mean, those two performances were good. Everybody else was flat. And nothing made sense.
Yeah.
Like, nothing made sense. Like, just from the very start, where these two idiots are in Australia and just run out of money. And
yeah, like, it's like... It was like a big surprise to the one. She's like, she turns to her and
we have no money?
We have no money. Yeah, we have to do something tomorrow. Like, they couldn't wait.
What?
They couldn't wait a couple more days and go to the homeless shelter. Australia is practically a socialist country. They could easily have found a homeless shelter.
It was very, very odd.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like this movie at all. It was a rage.
Yeah. Murray. Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know why this is getting... I don't know why this is getting so much buzz.
I'm actually
somebody
surprised by
said
that
it's a
too.
masterful, tension-filled film.
Yeah, what tension?
I didn't feel any tension.
I stared blankly at the screen until I got upset at the end because of the ridiculous ending. And then I went out mad. I went from blank to mad in about 10 seconds. And then I'm like, what the bleep was that? It was not good.
No, it wasn't. You know, it's funny. There's not very many movies. I mean, we rage at stuff, and sometimes it's actually kind of fun. But, like, I was actually mad when I got out of this too. I was like, this actually made me mad.
Yeah, and it's not like the talent wasn't there, and it was a cool setting, and I mean, like there was a lot of good stuff that this could have been.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't, and that ending.
It's so
My
bad.
God, we've had such good endings to movies lately, and then we got this.
So bad.
Oh.
Murray, this you would have been mad at this ending.
It made no sense.
And off screen, we're gonna tell Murray the ending because we don't think he's gonna go see this.
No.
Yeah. Be if at the end of Mary Poppins, she just massacres everybody for
She took her umbrella.
She took her umbrella and just started impaling people left and right.
That would have been a movie.
Well,
yeah,
it would.
right.
But it would have made no sense.
It would have made no sense.
Just
Made it
like
better.
the ending to this.
I don't know, Mary Poppins.
Sing and dance for 2 hours, then you just kill everybody at the end. I would love that.
What? My toesies are hurting. I better kill somebody. Mary Poppins is going to stab you.
Stabby stab.
Stab.
And you know what? The sad thing was that's all we saw this week. So you know what?
Yeah.
Apparently we're going to live up to our name this week.
You probably are, yes.
There you go.
Oh baby.
Well, not surprisingly, I don't exactly have a lot planned.
You know what? It's okay.
I tried. I honestly did. First
so
thing I tried to
hard.
get through was a Critters movie that was on.
Critters 1?
No.
Critters 2?
I don't know what it was.
Well, that's why you're probably lost. You need to watch it from the beginning, Merman.
It didn't have a number assignment. It was like, I don't know.
Critters the New Beginning?
Revenge,
What, are you going to just start
Critters
watching
something.
Friday the 13th in the
I
middle?
don't know
It
if
makes
it was
no
the first
sense.
one or the 8th one. I have no idea. It just has the name Critters. I thought, okay.
Oh, there's a new Critters?
I don't know. No, it wasn't that new.
Okay, so there.
Couple
Let me
years
tell
ago.
you.
A couple years ago.
Let me quickly tell you the Critters films.
Yeah.
There's a few of them.
There's Critters, Critters
Yes.
2,
Yep.
3, 4.
Yep.
Critters Attack, which is a TV movie from
might be the one I
2019. They've got Critters, a new binge,
No.
also a TV series. Critters Bounty Hunter, which is a short.
I didn't even know that existed.
Critters 6 is a short, also.
Oh, well, yeah, okay.
Then this is not a movie about critters, but it's called Capital Critters.
Okay, now you're losing
And
me.
then there's one from 2023 called Critters, Carnivores, and Creatures.
No, I think it was. It was that TV movie. Anyway, I tried watching it. It was just terrible.
All right.
And then I tried to watch this other movie, which I thought, hey, it's got a Gleason in it. It can't be that bad.
Which Gleason?
His kid, the guy who was in the
Don
Star
Mill?
Wars. Yeah, the guy. Who
The
was
the best one?
the one who was in the Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
All right.
He's in Frank, too.
Yeah, it was a British period piece.
Uh-huh.
It was kind of like the others, except it never really got there.
Oh.
It
Do you
was
remember
just
what it was
slow.
called?
The others, too?
Little Stranger, something like that. I don't know. Anyway,
Stranger.
I don't know. It was like this doctor, and seriously, I think the guy's lost like 60 pounds. Looked nothing like him. Like he was thin as a rail. Looked nothing like the guy that I'm used to seeing on TV, on movies. But yeah,
Okay.
and it was like he's a doctor in this like I don't know early 1900s type mansion where apparently the family's broke,
All right.
but they still throw parties.
Okay, yeah.
And it's got the guy from the Last Guardians movie, the gold guy from the Last Guardians movie.
Gold guy.
Yeah, the gold guy who tries to kill everybody at the start.
Can't
remember the guy's name, but
yeah. but-
That guy.
All right.
Is it the tale of Thomas Burberry?
No. It was like little strangers, little visitor. I don't know something. Anyway, it was a period piece. It was two
So
and a half.
the gold guy, that's like the kid from like the Maze Runner or something, right?
Sure, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I think you're
Same
right.
character, yes. But he was like the Lord of the House, but he was like a kid.
I don't know his name.
But
He's got a
anyway.
distinct look.
But yeah, like I never got to what the whole gist of the movie is because it was just so freaking slow.
Sounds like you would have loved
Like
it.
nothing was happening. It was advertised as a horror film.
Nice.
So yeah, I didn't get.
Oh, The Little Stranger.
The
That's
Little
it. There you go.
Stranger. All right.
Something
Yep.
like that.
I'm going to write that down.
Yeah, it was terrible. Anyway.
It's a focus
So
film.
what I
too.
did was,
Ah.
you're not going to like this,
Okay.
is I watched a movie that I loved, which was on again.
Okay.
How many times have you seen this movie this year? That's what I want
I
to
don't
know.
want this year, but overall maybe 9 or 10.
Okay. Let's have it.
It stars Anne Hathaway.
Okay, so it's going to be terrible.
Yep.
And who I happen to love, which is
Oh.
why you guys are going to hate it.
Oh, okay.
And
We don't hate her anymore.
Yes, you do.
No,
Not
we used-
anymore.
We
And
used to hate her. Now I just don't like her.
And Robert De Niro.
Oh, then it's probably really bad.
That sounds terrible.
Oh, wait. I think
What
I
is
know
it?
this
You
one.
know which one it is.
This is The Intern.
Yes.
Oh, this movie's so
no.
terrible.
I absolutely love this movie.
Oh my god!
Every time I watch it, I swear to God.
You've watched The Intern like 9 times.
Yes, and I end up
Ouch.
bawling through it pretty much
Aw.
every time.
I kind of
It's
want to
just-
watch this again with
It's
Murray.
it's a very sentimental movie for me.
Okay.
And I love it's just a warm-hearted movie. Like there's a little bit of a rom-com, but not really, because I mean she's married to her husband who's basically cheating on her
Yep.
anyway. But it's about her and Robert De Niro, who is a 7-year-old intern
Yep.
who turns out to be her best friend because he helps her through crisis and stuff.
I
But
know.
Yeah.
It's.
I remember seeing
I
this in
remember
theaters.
this so
Anyway.
well.
this movie gave me so much joy.
That's
when I
awesome.
watched it.
Well, I'm glad it gave someone
there.
joy.
You know what? That's all that matters.
I also
Yes.
rewatched because it was on network TV and I don't like watching hockey.
Okay.
The Avengers Infinity War.
Which
Was
I
it
had-
edited?
well, of
No,
course
it was
it was
3 hours
edited.
long.
Well, it's still edited.
Well, it's a Disney movie. How much could they possibly take out? No,
it's
there was
edited for time.
No, it wasn't really. It was still 3 hours long.
Ouch.
But yeah, and this reminded me of how good Marvel used to be.
Okay.
Seriously,
I forgot.
but basically after Endgame, the rest of it has pretty much been crap.
I like the low-key TV series.
Yeah, the Loki
I
TV
watched
series
the
is pretty
first half
good.
of the first season. I didn't like it. She's dead.
Whatever. The
Leave him
first
dead.
half of the first half of the first season was awesome, and the second half was even better.
Anyway,
Because it's got, the absolutely lovable,
Owen Wilson.
yeah,
yeah, whatever.
let's face it. So it sounds like it was a pretty good week for you.
It was, and I had a very enjoyable time watching all of the teams I hate lose in football yesterday.
Okay.
Which almost never happens.
It's time to transition.
Just
This
saying.
isn't a football
So,
podcast
yes.
anymore.
I had a very enjoyable time watching those movies. And
Nice.
that's all I got.
There you go.
That is the best.
Temperature rising. Vision blurring. Rage taking over.
Just wondering if you're gonna steal my rage this week.
You know what? I'm going to come right out of left field.
Oh, yeah?
You know what?
Mine's pretty obvious. Mine is on the nose.
Does it have the words Royal and Hotel in it?
No, it
No,
doesn't.
it doesn't. My rage this week, because ultimately I didn't have too much to rage about because we only got one. Wait a minute, that's my rage. We got one movie new to cinemas, The Royal Hotel, which was awful. And then we got, I think next week and the week after that and the week after that, we have like 10 things every week that's
there's a
coming
lot.
out.
Halloween's coming.
Yeah. So why could they have not have thrown another horror movie in this week? Well, unless they're considering The Royal Hotel. It was a horror to me, but it wasn't a horror movie.
Well,
It was a thriller.
It wasn't a thriller either. Michael Jackson did not sing once in this whole movie
I'm gonna agree to disagree, but go ahead.
that it was a horror.
No.
All right.
I'll let you know when my rage is done.
Okay. Well, yeah. I'm kind of sad because I just want them to space movies out properly throughout the year.
All right.
That's my rage. Simple.
Soon there'll be nothing.
No. Soon, Murray, there will be nothing but Korean and Japanese films coming over that have been being made all year. And then I'll be living in bliss.
Yeah, well, somebody will.
All right. Well, my rage rage is very similar, but I disagree. I think there was a horror movie that was released this week.
Oh, don't you go there.
And I'm going there. Taylor Swift's Eras Tour.
Oh.
Okay, bring it on, Swifties. What my rage actually is that Hollywood's fear of Taylor Swift. That's the reason we got nothing this weekend, is because of this Taylor Swift Eras thing is in cinemas. That is the 100% the reason that nothing came out except for this little movie from Australia that they decided, well, we'll just throw
It's not
going to
do anything anyway,
Yeah.
so.
And that is it. So my rage is Hollywood's fear of Taylor Swift.
That's actually, you know what?
People
The
should
best-
be afraid of her.
The best. You know what? The saddest thing about this is Christmas time is also going to bring Beyonce out with
There you go.
hers. So,
You could not pay me to see.
yeah, well,
Well,
you couldn't pay me to see Taylor Swift either.
It's not going to be the same as this. Like, they will release stuff against Beyonce, but
I don't
that's
know
the
if they
reason
will.
that
Will
nothing
they?
came out.
She's the queen,
they?
after all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They
it's
keep
not-
telling us that
it's
she's
not-
the queen.
it's-
She's the queen.
Whatever.
You know what? I don't like either of them. But you know what did come out? I think it was actually last week. Was Stop Making Sense. They did the re-release of it,
Yes.
which that should be a reason to shut down Hollywood.
Yeah, but it does. There's,
And I'm kind of sad I didn't go see it in cinemas, but maybe we should.
but yeah, I don't understand how this Taylor Swift movie
Has
has
destroyed release
it
dates.
released, like, it's like, how can nobody release? Like, I get it. There's a lot of people going to that, but yeah, nobody can compete against it. Like, I don't understand.
I don't know. Well, people who don't know Taylor Swift music, like me,
Yeah.
I wouldn't go see Taylor Swift because I would get nothing out of it. I know zero sum of her songs, whatever she does.
Yeah.
I've seen her movies, but I can tell you that wasn't
She
good.
is
But
not
I have
good
not
actress.
listened to one Taylor Swift song my entire life.
Nope. So yeah, that's my rage. Hollywood's fear of Taylor Swift, because it's obvious.
Well, they should be afraid of not having actors either. So,
Yeah, well.
I mean,
the other reason.
yeah. I mean, nobody had to write anything for this.
No,
They just had a concert.
it was a concert.
They just had to put editing together. Maybe that's what we should be seeing all this next year then.
Do you want a little enlightenment?
Yes, enlighten us.
As someone who actually does enjoy
Taylor Swift? Okay.
And actually liked her country music before she switched over.
She was saying country music. Or
Okay.
She started.
That's what Murray's telling
She
us.
was like Reba.
Oh, nice.
She's like Reba?
She was like
Reba who?
McIntyre.
Oh, the lady.
Queen of country.
Reba McEntire, the lady
Yes.
from the Tremors movie?
Sure.
Yes.
That's where you know her from.
Exactly.
Sure.
We
You
only
mean
know
she did something else other than the
Yes.
Tremors movie?
And a big shocker, Michael Gross did something else too.
What? Was he
was-
a singer
I remember
too?
him.
He was
in
Mr.
Family
Keaton.
Ties.
He
I
was
remember
Mr.
that.
Keaton.
Was he a singer too? Wait
No,
a minute.
He might be. You never know.
I want to see the
Anyway,
Michael Gross
I'm
album.
just trying to wrap my head around the fact that Reba McEntire from Tremors
Yes.
actually was a she was a
She was a singer
singer.
too. Yes.
she was a singer.
She
Yes,
is a singer.
Still is a singer.
Reba McEntire, the lady from Tremors,
Yes.
has a career in music.
She was a TV star too.
and
You
Taylor.
just blew my mind.
Anyway, the big reason, besides basically destroying Bryce's life, is because of her ongoing feud with Ticketmaster. Because as most people know, if you try to buy a ticket for anything, not just her, the scalpers get there first and they raise it by about 10 times the price. So because of that,
Yeah.
she decided to release this concert movie, and it's only being released on the weekends to basically screw with Ticketmaster. So
I'm
there's some
actually
logic behind it.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with that logic, and I actually think that's kind of genius. I'm just bad at Hollywood for not putting anything against it. The other thing is I think more bands should do that. I think more bands should do like this epic concert movie that brings it to the entire world.
Yeah.
Especially with the price of concerts these days.
Yes.
It's insane.
And for 9-year-old
And
girls who can't afford $2,000 tickets.
If you can put us in that audience with some superior directing,
Yeah.
why not? I would love to watch more concerts on
There
the
you
big
go.
screen.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Maybe it's coming.
So I'm all for that.
Anyway.
I just don't understand why
Well,
Hollywood
so
can't release anything.
what I'm hearing actually through all of this, can I just summarize here?
Yes.
Is that Bryce is pro Taylor Swift, creating music for people who like Taylor Swift music.
Want to see it
Yeah.
on
He's
the movie
just
screen.
anti-Hollywood for being afraid of Taylor Swift.
Correct.
Okay, then.
Okay.
I'm
so
cool with her releasing the way that she's released this. Looks like she, from the clips I've seen, it looks like they've put together like quite the show.
Yeah.
And that's cool. If
And
you're
for people
and for people who enjoy that music, that's awesome.
who want to tap their toes
And
along with Taylor.
And I would love that, maybe Cannibal Corpse someday puts out a concert.
Dude,
like
that would be so good.
It would be so awesome.
Or what about Gwar?
Or
Why could
Gwar.
we not see a Gwar concert?
Or who
In IMAX. Can
Yes.
Gwar please put out an IMAX?
Nobody
maybe
would go to that.
maybe Septic Flesh.
Oh.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, you lost me. Anyway, all I have to say is haters gonna hate.
And we're
I
ainers.
don't know what that means, Murray.
We're
That is
ainers,
a
and we're
lyric
gonna
from
ain't,
T-Swift.
Bryce. We're gonna ain't on this,
You
Bryce.
are. You do that.
Rage subsiding. Pulse slowing. Anger fading.
Alrighty, so last week on the lists, I was successful to get 3 people on the list. And this week, it's a bit of a carry forward. It's almost like a part B of last week. Because on top of Werner Herzog being now officially mesmerizing, I am going to try and get him also undoubted. So, those listening, if you've never heard our podcast before, go to our website, filmrageyyc.com, check out the lists page, where you will find 5 lists. Doubted, undoubted, mesmerizing, and repulsive. And for the longest time, we've been trying to take people off our mesmerizing list. Murray's down to like the dregs of films for us to be able to take people off. But now that we've added some more mesmerizing on, Murray's going to have a full-time job. If only it paid him money.
If only.
If only it
I
paid
started
him
working
money.
on it, but it takes time. And since you
Takes time.
since you punted
Baby,
like
it
half
takes
the names on
time
the
to
list, I
make
had to
time.
rework everything.
Yeah.
so.
Baby, it takes time. It takes time to
does.
make time with me.
It's true.
You
You just
lost
have to.
That's
You lost me
beloved
again.
Canadian power trio Triumph.
Yeah. Everybody knows Triumph.
me. Yeah, they have a movie
So-
too.
The other Canadian power trio, not Rush.
Now there's.
They should have just called themselves Not Rush instead of Triumph.
Yeah, but everybody should be calling themselves Not Rush.
Well, if you're a power trio from Canada, though, there's only a select few of those. I can only think of Rush and Triumph.
I'm pretty sure there's more.
I'm sure there is,
Sure
but
there is.
I can't think of any others.
We'll get back to everybody on this.
All right,
We're going to do our research.
Sorry, what were we talking
We're
about?
talking about Werner Herzog.
All right.
Now, here is his filmography. And some of them I have not seen, so I'm going to have to. But I'm pretty confident. So he has a movie out in 2022 called Theater of Thought. Did you see that?
Theater of Thought, I have not.
Yeah, I did not also. So maybe we'll be watching that. But this film prior to that, in 2022, is The Fire Within. A requiem for Katja and Morris Croft, which for me was Mondo.
Yeah, it was Mondo.
Fireball Visitors from Darker Worlds was Mondo.
I don't think I've seen that.
All right, so Bryce hasn't seen. Family Romance. Have you seen it?
Maybe.
Okay, we're going to go maybe. We may have to rewatch that. Nomad in the Footsteps of Bruce Chatwin, which was Mondo.
It was Mondo.
Meeting Gorbachev.
Yeah.
And I want to know if this actually counts because it's a dual director. So can we count it?
It's uncharted territory.
I know, right?
Are you putting him on as a director or as an actor?
Director.
Well, he's already mesmerizing as an actor.
Yeah, we've already got him on that as an actor.
But he's definitely not undoubted as an actor
Yeah.
because he's made some stuff that's scrappy.
Yeah, he's because people have put him in lots of stuff, and he's like goes, okay, I'll be in it.
Yeah. So,
Yes.
what do we think? I think we should. Because if it's a shared direction, right? It's like, how can you judge the Wachowskis because they usually direct together? So,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, whatever. That's fine.
Okay. So that was Mondo.
Yeah, it was.
Into the Inferno was Mondo.
It was.
Salt and Fire. I haven't seen this.
What the hell, Salt and Fire?
It's a movie from 2016.
Yeah. How many movies is that? That's got to be 8 back by now.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That would be 8.
Salt and Fire is 8?
Yep.
All right. Well,
So I have not seen it,
okay.
but the one before that was Lo and Behold, Reveries of the Connected World, which was Mondo for me anyway.
Yeah, no, it was.
Yeah. So,
So we got.
we have
some
to see if we have to see.
Some Herzog
We got
to
some
watch.
Hertz. We got to do some Herzogen.
Yeah, that's fair.
But you know what? I'm pretty confident he's gonna make it because there's Mondos everywhere. There wasn't a meh in the bunch.
There was no man in the bunch, so he's
so there's
he's gotta have.
and there's nothing sort of double.
Yeah.
So unless he makes 2 double, well, he can't. So unless one's a rage,
All right.
it's gonna be surprising.
Well, we'll see.
All right. Well, now the other person I want to put on for Mesmerizing, we saw in a movie at SIFF this year.
Okay.
And the movie was called, and see if you remember her performance in it. So I'm going to tell you the movie.
SIFF was like years ago now.
It was so long ago. Le Chimera. Do you remember watching Le Chimera?
Yes.
Which was almost Mondo. It was a really good film, but it wasn't quite there. But she was in it. And I thought she was mesmerizing. And that is Isabella Rossellini.
The daughter of my favorite actress of all
Yeah,
time.
I'm gonna kibosh that.
No!
She's very good in that, but I don't find Isabella Rossellini.
Blue Velvet.
I'm sorry, and also frickin' that Harrison Ford piece of crap. And
Yeah,
she's
but
been-
Oh, the
it
last
doesn't, it doesn't mean that
I
she
think-
wasn't
was
mesmerizing in it.
It was what was it? Sabrina. I think that was what it was.
Was she in that?
I think so.
Probably.
That was Julia. What's her name?
It's Julia. What's her name?
No, I think
I don't
you.
know. That one from Waterworld or First
She's-
Night or something.
Well, it sounds like we're not going to be able to convince Bryce anyway.
Yeah,
I
no.
think she's
I-
mesmerizing.
She's not. Especially if she was in that piece of crap that I think she was.
It doesn't matter if she's in it. If
I
she
understand
was great
she was
in
not.
it.
She hasn't been great in a bunch of stuff. She has been great in some stuff, but she's not consistently mesmerizing. Abso-freaking-lutely not.
Okay, well, there you go. That's how. Wow, he just went all right off the deep end there.
That's right.
It's like, look out, Cliff. I'm coming. All right,
So
no
it's-
mesmerizing this week.
That's
That's all we got. That's all I got. And then have you got anybody for us?
Well,
you know what?
From last, I still working on the list, but I had one last week, which you wanted me to put forward this week. That is your Chow Yun Fat
Yes.
and Michelle Yeoh
Yes.
in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
We've been
I
waiting
know
for this.
for a fact they're in more than 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, they're the stars of
They're
that
the
movie.
2 of the 3 stars in it.
Yes.
And whatever happened to the other one? I don't think she's done anything since.
By the way, she was in Sabrina. That was Julia Ormond.
That's what I said.
Yeah, that's what he was.
That's what I
Murray.
said. Julia, what's her name?
If you would have been listening to Murray for a change,
Well, he said, "What's her name?" I'm
Yeah,
like, I don't know who
whatever.
the hell's
She's-
Julia. What's
she's
her name?
basically
Anyways.
forgettable is my.
he did say.
He said Julia.
I know
What's
it
her
wasn't
name?
Yeah,
Isabella.
so-
She would have been like, well, old. by
Yeah,
the
she
time
would have.
we-
She
also
would
would've
have
been-
been. She would have been about that age. What are
She
you
also
talking
would
about?
have been mesmerizing. I'm just saying.
Anyways, she's still not mesmerizing, even though she wasn't in the movie that I thought she was in.
Okay, thanks, Captain.
Hey,
Sorry, you sour cunt.
I'm old and I forget stuff.
That's right.
Nice.
There you go.
All
Crouching
right, that's
Tiger.
all we got. We're going to be crouching tigering next week,
That's right.
which I can't wait. I haven't seen this since.
I haven't seen it
first
since it
release.
first came out.
Yeah.
Last week on Rage or Dare, we all returned after a long hiatus, refreshed, invigorated, and ready for rage. Lucky for Jim, apparently, as he chose from our listener dare bag and pulled what he remembers as his favorite film comedy of all time. No, folks, he didn't pull It's a Mad, 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 Mad World. He pulled, what's it say? Monkeybone? Interesting. This week, Jim and Bryce can choose to rage or dare or Casey for their rage fix. Now, let's check in with Jim and see if a movie about a man who calls his tallywhacker Monkeybone is as funny as he remembers, or if it is what everyone else thinks it is, a questionable Brendan Fraser vehicle.
What's a tallywhacker?
It's your wiener. It's your wiener, Mur. We can talk about tallywhackers later.
That's not.
Look, I know what you were all saying. Jim, this is a movie about a man who gets boners over heavy ladies' waddle arms, then calls his boner Monkeybone, goes into a coma, and most of the movie has him in a cool world-like version of Purgatory called Downtown. But only if Cool World was a Tim Burton film where he took acid instead of Ralph Bakshi taking said acid, and then we get Monkeybone. And you're all thinking, this doesn't sound good at all.
No.
But to me, that sounds really good. And you would be dead wrong, pun intended. First off, Dave Foley of Kids in the Hall is in this, and John Turturro plays the voice of Monkeybone, who, for the longest time, I didn't know. Like, if you watch the movie Monkeybone, I don't think of John Turturro when I see this.
This tallywhacker has a voice?
Yeah, it's the voice of John Turturro. This film is completely idiotic, stupid, and nonsensical. At times you think you're in a version of Pee-wee's Playhouse, and other times the story just makes no sense, like an episode of Pee-wee's Playhouse. So after spending most of the movie in purgatory, Brendan Fraser's Stu's girlfriend is still by his bedside, proving her love. At the same time, his sister gives orders to unplug him after 3 months being in a coma because he gets in an accident. So you know. All the while, Stu is desperately trying to find an exit to go back to his body, which I'm thinking has probably got bed sores somewhere. Hijinks ensue. We see a ton of cameo peeps. A ton of cameo peeps. Look, I don't like comedies for the most part, but this is a little filthy and corny and has Chris Kattan in the funniest 20 minutes of comedy genius, playing a living corpse organ donor being chased by transplant doctors trying to harvest his organs. Yes, there are some politically incorrect things, but this spoke to the 12-year-old immature idiot that I am. I love this movie. It's stupid, just like me, and that makes it a mondo. Okay, sort of all kidding aside, though. The story is a bit of a hot mess. Not very cohesive. If not for Chris Kattan, Dave Foley, and the supporting cast, this falls pretty flat. I'm going to say it's not a mondo. That was 20 minutes of Chris Kattan. I've always thought this was a mondo.
That's too much.
I even own this movie.
Really?
And Chris Kattan for 20 minutes is the best comedic 20 minutes of any movie I've ever seen. But this movie in itself is really bad. Really bad.
But you still gave it a meh.
It's going to get a meh for 20 minutes of Chris Kattan. I could literally just watch that over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Every time I laugh my ass off. Yeah. He is so funny.
The thing is, I've been a Brendan Fraser fan like his whole life. And no one, well, almost no one was happier for him that he won an Oscar than me, maybe his own family. But I couldn't watch this. This just looks bad. I don't think I can get through it.
Well, I'll watch it again with you. At least the 20 minutes with Chris Kattan.
That would have made it worse.
It's not really good.
And I do like Dave Foley. I met the man. He's super awesome. But
I've seen his wiener in movies, Murray.
I haven't done that. I met him in person.
But you didn't see his wiener?
No, he was fully clothed.
Ah, okay.
But he was super awesome.
Nice.
But yeah, even those two wouldn't make me watch this.
All right.
No, sorry.
Well, would Whoopi Goldberg being in this, would that make you?
Being the winner of the worst supporting actress at the Stinker Awards?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I don't like her much.
I think she's an EGOT, though, isn't she, Murray?
I don't know. It's possible. Doesn't mean she deserved it.
I don't know. Just saying.
I don't know what you're talking about. You've lost me.
Yeah.
I know.
Well,
big surprise.
we're still talking about Monkeybone.
We are.
Oh.
So yeah, I couldn't still give it a Mondo.
Couldn't get to a Mondo.
No.
At least it wasn't a rage, I guess.
No, it wasn't.
For
So
you.
apparently our listener Dare Bag of Meh still stands.
Yeah, but I think if Bryce had pulled it, he would have given it a rage.
Oh yeah, he would have hated this movie.
There you go.
He would have
So,
absolutely hated
It wasn't
it.
like the listener was wrong.
Yes.
They just had the bad luck of having you.
Of me pull it.
Yeah.
Little did they know that
You know,
20
you actually
minutes of
enjoyed
Chris
it.
Kattan
Yeah.
could
Was
make a
enough to
movie
save it.
go
Yeah.
from rage to meh.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So now we got to decide to rage or dare Casey next week. You know what? I'm thinking we should empty the ice creamy bucket of rage. What do you think?
There's not much left in there.
All right.
Murray,
whatever.
pull us out.
So sorry, it's both of us?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's disappointing. I was hoping it would just be you.
That was just me this week.
Oh, but I always do like back to back to back weeks. It's just me. So how come you never
That
have
doesn't
to?
happen.
You know what? It's because I've told you this once already in the podcast.
Uh-huh.
You're a sour cunt, so get used to it.
There are 3 left in here, so yes, I guess I have to do some work.
Yeah, we got time. This will take us about 3 months to get back to those 2.
I am unfold. This is folded up in about
'Cause I didn't want you
900
to see it
times.
before you
That's
pulled
right.
it out.
Best men.
Best man or men?
Men. MEN.
Best
I don't know,
MEN.
it's sitting over there, but it's under a pile of stuff.
MEN. You know what? I know nothing about best men, but knowing Murray, he's made a pretty good choice.
Oh, it may even be a Martin Lawrence movie.
It's from 1997, and it stars Dean Cain and Andy Dick,
Superman.
but Luke Wilson. So it's going to be a winner.
Really what it started? Is that really who's in it, Murray? Let's
Yep.
see your best man. Pull it out of your box.
Yep. Oh, Fred Ward's in this. I love Fred Ward.
Who doesn't
Drew
love Fred Ward?
Barrymore?
Oh, there you go.
This could be the best movie we've ever seen, Bryce.
I am super looking forward to this. And hey, Sean Patrick Flannery of Boondock
What?
Saints.
Yeah.
Of what?
Boondock Saints.
It even yeah. You know what? I wasn't looking forward to this, but now that I know Andy Dick's in it, he never
Okay.
lets me
Yeah,
down.
there's-
Here's what
masterpiece.
Variety said. It said it's quirky and surreal, an offbeat bank. I can't read anymore. An offbeat bank robbery picture
Uh-oh.
that sticks to its guns.
You know what? I wonder if Chris Kattan shows up, because this could save this
never
movie for
know.
me.
Plus, if you look at the cover, Drew Barrymore and Luke Wilson look like they're in love.
Oh.
That's some good acting right there.
That's-
I can tell just
just
by
from the
looking at the
picture.
cover.
That we're going to like it.
No,
You-
that they're in love.
Oh, okay. Yeah, for sure. And, one thing that Luke Wilson does
Yes.
is he's worth loving in movies.
He's not as adorable as Owen, but you know
No,
what?
he's
He's
a
close.
close second.
He's close.
Of all the brothers, he's number 2.
I tell you. All right. I'm actually looking forward to this. I've never seen it.
Me
I
neither.
don't think I've ever seen Best Men.
To be honest, I'm pretty sure I just saw the Drew Barrymore was in it, and I figured it would probably suck.
That's usually what she does.
Whatever.
Has
She's
she been in a
adorable.
movie that hasn't sucked?
Whatever.
I don't
She's
know.
been in lots of movies
E.T.?
that I've enjoyed.
Yeah, that was terrible.
E.T. was great.
Remember how
Loved
terrible
E.T..
E.T. was?
I loved E.T.
The Wedding Singer.
That was also terrible.
I love The Wedding Singer.
Yeah. You know what? You can have your Drew Barrymore.
I'm going to have my Drew Barrymore, and I'm going to like it.
She just needs to stop being in movies with Adam Sandler.
I am, whatever. She needs to make more movies with Adam Sandler.
Apparently,
Everybody does.
Apparently, Bryce likes 50 First Dates, too.
Apparently.
So.
Yeah, it wasn't the worst.
Apparently.
It was pretty bad, but that's something. It's got that uber chemistry between Sandler and Barrymore.
You know, the only chemistry I've
They
seen
need
her
to bottle
have
that.
is her and Tom Green in the
Charlie's
Charlie's Angels, because they were
5
truly
minutes
in
he was
love.
in it?
That's right.
What about her and Tom Green and Freddie Got Fingered?
Yeah,
She
that
in
was
that
also
too?
pretty good. Yeah, their chemistry was good in that too.
Was she married to him or something?
She
For
was
a brief time.
Yep.
Yeah, I knew there was something like
Yeah.
that.
You know what? That's a perfect way to end this
Good
episode,
segue.
talking about Drew Barrymore's previous
love life.
husbands. Okay, well, thanks, Ragers, for listening. Thanks to the extended Film Rage family, who you can find in our show notes. Thanks to Casey from The Nerdy Photographer, the voice of Rage or Dare, and our God of Rage. Find us on social media everywhere at Film Rage YYC. Check out everything Film Rage at filmrageyyc.com, including our merch site for Redbubble and TeePublic. We always want to make this a raging blast for all listeners, so please comment, like, and subscribe and share. And send us emails to filmragecalgary@gmail.com. Dare us to see terrible movies to fuel our rage, but no matter what you do, please, just please, please, please make us rage. That's it for this a week. Rage on.
Rage on.
Rage on!
Too late.